situation is different. And just like I can't give a one sentence, one size fits all idea for how to handle your finances, the tax people.
A mostly cloudy good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Not all that bad of a day, a really nice morning, and we actually did see a little bit of sun here at Radio Center as we move through the morning, but all of that is eroding rather rapidly. We're still seeing a little bit of sun along I-75, and that would be extreme southern Saginaw County down to and around Genesee County, and then down into the southeast corner of the lower peninsula. But all of that is going to be moving out as a cold front will be approaching, moving in. You'll know when the cold front gets there because the winds are going to change just a little bit more. Right now, we have a west wind gusting to 35 miles per hour. It's going to become more northwesterly as we go into the afternoon hours. Right now, over on the west side of the state, Holland is reporting a northwest wind gusting up to 38 miles per hour. Ludington as well, Kalamazoo, northwest gusting to 35, and the temperature dropping like a rock as we go through the day. We were up right around 40 degrees a little bit earlier this morning. Our high temperature for the day yesterday was set at 11:59 p.m., just before midnight, as we mentioned. And our high temperature for the day was pretty much right after that as well. Actually, we did pick up a couple more degrees as we moved into the early morning hours just before sunrise. But then once the sun came out, then we started to see a little bit of movement to the downside on the thermometer. Currently, we are at 32 at the airport, 33 here at Radio Center. Downtown Midland now is at 31. Bay City is looking at 32 degrees. As we said, we've got a west wind right now, wind chill of 21, 29.81, and rising is the barometric pressure. The low pressure system that caused the big warm up, because ahead of it was a warm front. And as we went into the evening hours, that warm front moved up through the state, and things were pretty nice. The low tracking right along the Michigan border, the border between the United States and Canada, crossing northern Michigan, Lake Superior, and now it is east of Lake Superior. The trailing cold front is going to whip across like a cat's tail as we go through the afternoon hours. And then by tonight, we'll drop down to about 8 degrees, and we're going to have a northwest wind gusting to 30 miles per hour until after midnight. And then the wind is going to begin to die down. But talk about wind chill. After sunset tonight, it is going to be downright cold. We will be below zero on the wind chills. And you take a look at some of the places to the south of Michigan, in particular, all the way down to the Gulf Coast. They are going to be looking at wind chills in the teens and low 20s all the way down there. And there is a forecast for snow as we approach the weekend in the Carolinas, specifically on Friday. This cold weather is not going to go away, and it's just going to keep drifting further south. So right along the Gulf Coast and then up that southeastern part of the continental United States, it is going to get just downright cold for them. It does appear, though, as we're going to be looking at a couple of highs. High pressure means cold air for us. It also means not too much of anything in the way of chances of snow. And for the people in the New England states and possibly northern sections of the mid-Atlantic states where they could have very possibly picked up a lot more snow with a big nor'easter, these high-pressure systems are going to be pushing the low-pressure system out into the Atlantic as we approach the weekend. So the weather is definitely looking better for folks in northern Virginia, Washington, and then up into New York and Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, in that area. They're not going to get the big nor'easter that they could have received as we moved into the weekend. The low, though, is going to be so strong that snow is in the forecast for the Carolinas. And even though it's going to be off in the Atlantic as we get into Friday and Saturday, it is going to pull some snow back into Virginia. But right now, it doesn't look as though it's going to be a big weather maker for the folks in the New England states. So temperatures dropping as we go through the day, gusty winds, plenty of clouds, snow shower, snow flurry activity, especially across the northern third of the lower peninsula. And there's some pretty heavy bands of snow in the central part of the upper peninsula right now. Clouds and flurries here tonight, a low of 8. Sun will set this evening at 5:31, rise tomorrow morning at 8:03. Tomorrow, clouds, Sun, a little bit better chance of sun tomorrow, but it is going to be cold. 18 for a high, 0 for a low tomorrow night. High pressure over Iowa and another over Lake Superior. That is going to be the weather generators for us because it is going to keep us on the cold, the below average side of things. Friday, maybe 20 for a high, 8 for a low. The snow again all the way out into the Carolinas, but for us, we're looking at partly to mostly sunny skies on Friday. More in the way of clouds on Saturday. Temperatures in the middle 20s in the afternoon, 15 at night. Sunday, more in the way of clouds, 18 for a high, 6 for a low. Then on Monday, there is going to be a chance of seeing some snow showers, 20 for a high, 5 for a low. And again, that's Monday. Tuesday, the day before Snowfest begins in Frankenmuth, 14 is going to be our high. And I don't even want to talk about what the low is going to be on Tuesday night. Record high in this state is 59, set way back in 1907. The record low, 22, below zero, set in 1994. A year ago, our high was 30. Our low was 21. The record amount of snowfall on this date, set back in 1992, 5 inches of snow. And as we've been mentioning for the past several days, all the way through the 1st of February, temperatures will be on average below normal. Precipitation values will be average at best. That's a look at the weather. We've got Cody Harris standing by over at Star of the West. We'll get the latest on the markets in a moment, but we want to remind you first, the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Nutrient Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrient Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrientagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound-up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at WikiCrop. Farmers, you can farm this year with confidence. Confident in knowing that WikiCrop insurance is available when you need them. Now, are you a recipient of the FSA WIP Plus program? Remember, it as a condition of payment eligibility, you do need to obtain crop insurance on your crop paid under WIP Plus. So now's the time to get a hold of Kyle and get all the details. Call him 989-284-9975 or visit wikicrop.com. The deadline for crop insurance is going to come a lot faster than you think, so get a hold of Kyle today. We say good morning to Cody Harris. Cody, what's going on today?
Well, Terry, I got some good news today. All markets seem to be definitely screaming higher compared to what we've seen the last couple of weeks. So that's definitely some good news. I guess dive right into it right now. We got cash wheat. That's up 19, 753 on the white, 718 on the red. Looking over at new crop wheat, that's up 19 as well, 774 on the white, 714 on the red. Looking over at corn, cash corn is up 7 at 557. And new crop corn is up 5 at 508. Then looking over at soybeans, we got cash soybeans up 20 here this morning at 13.16. And new crop soybeans are up 15 at 12.34.
So the wheat has been gliding along, looking pretty good. Corn and soybeans, a little here, a little there, but up 20 so far on the soybeans today. Is there a reason why?
Well, kind of looking at everything, soybeans are definitely getting some strength from the surging veg oil market right now. We had the April palm oil futures. They gapped higher this morning to a new contract high. And that also brought bean oil up shortly. So you're seeing a little bit of strength there. In addition to that, we kind of got a little update about some weather in Argentina, and you kind of look at it, it's actually calling for some cooler and wetter weather. Everyone looking at it says that may go a long way into maybe stabilizing, if not improving, that corn and soy crop there. But the big question right now is how much damage has already been done, especially in southern Brazil. That area remains mostly drier for the next kind of 10 days. And we got some early yield reports in that may suggest kind of maybe a bigger decline in production potential there. And you're definitely seeing that kind of fuel the market today. Also, yesterday we had the December NOPA crush report come out for soys, and it was a much higher than expected 186.4 million bushel crush. So I think that's up right around probably 3.5–4% higher than November, and much higher than we were at last year at this point too. So you're definitely seeing some big strength and some news coming to the soybean market that's really driving this.
Yeah, because South America, it seems by the day, conditions are reported differently. I guess that crush report was probably something that weighed a little bit heavier on the markets today.
Oh, yes, definitely see it. You see some traders maybe were setting up for this report, and it looks like it may have caught them a little by surprise. This number that come in, maybe showing a little higher demand here, especially domestically than they expected. So definitely good news, though, as we move forward for our crops.
You bet. Cody, you take care. Have a good day, okay?
You as well, Terry. Thank you.
Will do. Cody Harris over at Star of the West. A little bit more on the markets. What's going on in Chicago? Doug Klein has the answers for us. Market report brought to you by the folks at the Frankenmuth Credit Union. They do have lines of credit, equipment loans, financing for purchasing land, credit cards, and more. Get all the details. Find out what they can do for you. Go to frankenmuthcu.org and buy Schaefer and Beerline. If you're looking for a new Ram commercial truck or van, get it from a dealer that's been around since 1852. Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth knows cars and trucks, so you can buy with confidence from a dealer where family and service sells those cars. They are the Great Lakes Bay Area certified ag dealer, Schaefer and Beerline. Doug Klein, what's crude oil doing right now?
Another 7-year high.
Oh, wow.
86.26, up about $1.50.
Ouch.
That's, awful. I remember Jimmy Carter. I mean, I wasn't old enough at that point to drive, but I kind of remember price of gasoline cruising up and talking about crude oil versus corn and all that stuff. And I don't know.
Well, the only thing we were talking about with Jimmy Carter when it came to corn was what his brother was brewing.
Billy Beer.
Yeah, you got it. You were old enough to remember that, right?
I remember Billy Beer. Yeah. Oh, boy. Well, so today is the day for tangibles, really. Intangibles, not so much. Stock market, people are getting a little bit nervous there. So where do you go? You go where the money's flowing, and that's tangibles. I saw that German interest rates have actually come above zero for the first time in almost 3 years. About 34 months is the last time that they were above zero on the 10-year bond. So, I mean, it's not super interesting, but it is kind of interesting. Interest rates moving up in Germany, moving up here. You wonder what the whole global perspective is going to be on interest rates, because I'm going to tell you, interest rates really, really matter. We can look back to Carter for those days. So anyway, who knows? But here's your numbers. The March corn is 607, up 7.5. The December corn 563.25, up 5.5. The March soybeans 1381.5, up 20.25. July soybeans 1397.25. That's up 20.25. The March wheat is 789.75, up 20.75. And December wheat 783.25, up 17.75. Crude oil, 86.32, up $1.49. Heating oil is 264.81, up 2.8 cents. Gasoline, 247.37, up 3.5 cents. Natural gas taking a bit of a hit. I think it's contract negotiations between somebody and Gazprom. Those are the guys with the pipeline over there in the Russia area. But anyway, 391.7 on natural gas. It's down 13 cents. Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar, get you $1.2498 at the border, down 14 ticks. The yen is at 114.73, down 38 ticks. The dollar's at 95.52, down 20 ticks. The British pound is $1.36. That's up 29 ticks. Gold's at $18.44, $6.40, up 28 bucks an ounce. Silver's at $24.11, up 62.5 cents. Platinum's at $10.26.80. That's up 47.50.
Oh,
Almost 5%.
Hmm.
I say it's a day for tangibles.
Yep. That's what it sounds like. Doug, you take care.
Okay.
Talk to you again. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Foster Blue Water Oil. They do want to take your diesel to another level. You will get more power, cleaner injectors, faster cold starts, maximum lubricity, year-round protection, and up to 8% improved fuel economy with Diesel Guard Supreme Plus from Valve Tech Petroleum. Available at Foster Blue Water Oil. Just contact your Foster representative or go online, fosterbluewateroil.com. Jerry Samolsky joining me right now over at Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Tonight is the night, Jerry.
It is. We're going to be on stage and talk about flowers. What a wonderful thing to do with this beautiful weather we're having, correct?
Yeah. Now, I am really intrigued, and I have had some people ask me, so I've got to ask you about those pots that you've been talking about, that they're not exactly totally 100% foolproof, but if you let your flowers dry out after you got one of those pots, you don't have a green thumb. You don't have a blue thumb. You got no thumb at all.
You're just going to be accused of gross neglect, and that's what it is. So, Terry, the thing about these pots that work so well is they're wicking, and there's a storage area in the bottom for water. You fill it up, and it wicks the moisture up. And the plants keep constant moisture, so they're not looking dry and, I better water them. They're constantly watered by themselves because of the wicking motion of the container. They just perform really, really well. There's a plant called Calabacoa that we like to use, but they're terrible in that the first time they dry out just a little bit, they're smoked and done for the year. Well, they do well in these containers because of the constant moisture. So now it even takes the type of plants that we would recommend using and expand it into more things. So the aquapots are, you know what? They're just good-looking pots too. So they work well. They look good. How can you go wrong?
Are you going to have some of them on display, or just pictures of them, Jerry?
Oh no, we'll have half a dozen around to walk around, take a look at, and the colors and textures and styles. So yeah, there's something for everybody in an aquapot, I'm sure.
All right, Jerry, you take care. Have fun tonight. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. All right.
It is going to be fun talking about plants in January. It's always good. Isn't it?
There you go. Take care, Jerry.
Thanks,
Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. We'll be right back with more.
Thumb Bank of Trust offers community farmers the welcome opportunity of working with people who understand the unique needs and challenges of farming. I'm Jared Fisher, Ag Specialist for Thumb Bank of Trust, and I'm also a proud farmer. All of our agricultural loan experts are working farmers, and that's just part of why Thumb Bank of Trust has been recognized as one of Michigan's premier agricultural lenders. It takes a farmer to understand the unique needs and challenges of another farmer, and it takes the lending capital available at Thumb Bank of Trust to grow a farm. Call us today or visit us at thumb.bank. We will meet you at one of our offices, in the field, or at the farm. At Thumb Bank of Trust, our relationships are built on trust. We're an old friend you can rely on. Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work. An equal opportunity lender and member FDIC.
Folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency want to remind you that now is the time to be talking to them, because you need to be prepared as we approach the growing season. Being prepared means you take advantage of the good things and protect yourself against the bad. And they can help you. It's called risk management, getting ready. Now, the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency is licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. Now, their agents can be reached directly on their cell phones for questions or emergencies, or you can call the office during regular business hours in Reese, 989-868-4722. The Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. While we're talking about getting ready for the planting season, let's slide over to Nutrient Ag, where Bill Webster is joining us this morning. Bill, the topic of conversation, well, there are lots of topics of conversation over the winter, but it all seems to gravitate back into the corn crop, and in particular, tar spot. What's the latest on that?
Well, tar spot is a difficult disease that is really doing a lot of damage if we don't prepare for it. So while guys are planning over the winter, they need to put together a plan of how they're going to apply fungicides on the corn crop and how to do it optimally. Best timing is VT through R1, R2, but that usually involves aerial equipment. So guys got a plan, and I would get with their crop consultants and make sure you've got fungicides ordered or bought, because trying to find fungicides in July is not going to work. And if you get along with your neighbors, get coordinated with them and their crop consultants and see if you guys can get spraying done all together in one day and help out the aerial applicators be more efficient so he's not bouncing all over the countryside.
Oh, that's a good suggestion. Now, you mentioned about trying to find the product in July. What about now? Are there any issues with getting some of these fungicides?
I've not heard too much on the fungicides. There's issues with herbicides, but I'm sure if you get your fungicides ordered now, you'll be able to find them. I'm sure as we get later in the season, that'll become a difficult problem also.
And another topic that you and I should probably discuss here in the not too distant future, it's my understanding that there are some hybrids out there that do show up a little bit better as far as being able to handle tar spot. Is that true?
Yes, there are certain hybrids that held on longer. A lot of it has to do with how healthy they are going into that season when the tar spot infects. But there are some hybrids that will do a better job.
All right. Bill, thank you very much for your input. I really appreciate it. Have a good day, okay?
Okay. Yep. Thanks, Terry.
You betcha. Bill Webster with Nutrient Ag.
This is Renee.
Happy to be here.
She's in a few John Deere commercials this year, but she's not some influencer. She's more of a groundbreaker, accomplishing anything she sets out to do behind the wheel of her 1 Series tractor.
Anything, honestly.
Like turning her 4-acre lot into a little slice of heaven. And that means plowing snow, mowing her pasture, carving out a space for her 4-legged friends to run around. Out here, you can't fake a job well done. And no matter how long the to-do list gets, she's always ready. Her iMatch Quick Hitch, backhoe, Quick Park Loader, and Auto Connect Mower Deck make moving on to the next task as easy as... Renee runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor because the most important job is the next one.
That's all I got.
Nothing runs like a Deere. Hear Renee's story at Deere.com.
Contact one of Tri-County Equipment's 11 locations in Bad Axe, Birch Run, Burton, Caro, Fenton, Lapeer, Marlette, Reese, Rochester Hill, Saginaw, or Sandusky, or visit Tri-County Equipment online.
Do you have a yield monitor in your combine? Do you print off a pretty picture every year, but you don't know what to do with it? Why don't you have PC Ag Solutions analyze your data to help you make profitable decisions for the upcoming season? We can help you analyze your data from your planter, sprayer, or combine and compare it to your soil types and nutrient availability. Anything from the planting date to your speed, population, and variety to elevation, drainage, and in-season applications. We can help you make the most profitable decision on your farm. Call us today. 989-868-4444. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. So give them a call for a quote today. And by Steiner Tractor Parts, new parts for old tractors, 800-234-3280, or go to steinertractor.com. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem.
from the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center Studios.
This is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Steve Kathan. Free masks and COVID tests, the latest government weapons in the pandemic. CBS's Stacey Lynn.
400 million N95 masks will be distributed in the coming weeks at thousands of local pharmacies and community health centers nationwide. As COVID cases continue to surge across the country, many hope this will help slow it down. Janice Marin works in the healthcare industry in the Washington, D.C. area.
Having access to these free N95 masks are going to be game-changing.
Free COVID test kits are being offered on a government website that began running a day early yesterday. Dr. Ben Weston at the Medical College of Wisconsin says they're much needed.
The testing component is essential. There's no doubt about it, and especially convenient testing, which means at-home testing.
A key figure investigating former President Trump's private business has revealed some information, but CBS's Catherine Herridge tells us a decision on a lawsuit has not been made.
New York State's Attorney General Letitia James said her investigators found the Trump organization repeatedly engaged in fraudulent or misleading practices. She cited multiple cases where the former president lent his signature on documents where she says he inflated the value of his company and his own fortune.
A major university has struck a deal to pay victims in an abuse scandal.
The University of Michigan has agreed to a nearly $500 million settlement with hundreds of people who say they were sexually assaulted by a former sports doctor at the school. More than 1,000 will share in the settlement. Multiple lawsuits were filed by mostly men who said they were sexually abused during routine medical exams by Dr. Robert Anderson. He died in 2000.